In this tutorial, you will learn how to install and use native libraries in your custom development Git repo for BuddyBoss App. This tutorial is for developers who are writing custom code for their app. BuddyBoss App has always allowed developers to use external JavaScript libraries, and as of today, we have now added support for using native iOS and Android libraries in your custom code. This has been a very highly requested feature, and it was quite difficult to implement, and so we're very excited to finally put this new power into your hands. Before watching this tutorial, if you have an existing Git repo, you may need to upgrade it first to support native libraries. So please watch our other video showing you how to upgrade your Git repo, and then you can come back and watch this one. And with that, let's get started. If you're on a Mac, open Terminal, and if you're on Windows, open the command prompt. And over here, I have my terminal window open, and over here, I have my text editor, showing the code from my custom development Git repo. When you look at your Git repo, you should see these folders for Android and iOS in your repo. If you don't see these folders, then you'll need to upgrade your repo first. And then, in this browser window, you can see that I'm on GitHub, looking at this native library for adding React Native maps. The description says, React Native map components for iOS and Android. We're going to install this native library in our Git repo. Let's click to view the installation instructions. And you can see it says to install this by using npm install React Native maps. But instead of using npm to install this, we will use BuddyBoss Bundler. So let's go back into Terminal, and I will cd into the directory that contains my Git repo. And then I'll type BuddyBoss-Bundler install React Native maps. Press enter. And it's done. And you can see we get this warning. It looks like you have installed a native library. To use this native library in BuddyBoss Bundler, you will first need to generate a new app build. The reason we're getting this message is that native code has to be included in the app build for it to work. So when you're ready to preview your code in your test app, you will need to create a new build, and after downloading that new build, you'll run BuddyBoss Bundler again to start a new development session. You will need to go through this process and create a new build anytime you install a new native library. But before doing that, let's finish with the remaining installation steps from the GitHub documentation. It says that for installing the npm package, we'll have to make some changes in native folders to enable Google Maps, independently for iOS and then for Android. Instead of changing app delegate, as the documentation recommends, we're going to change our custom code. We will add the code into this file under iOS buddybosscustomcode.m, and we're going to copy some code from here. We need to initialize Google Maps with our API key. So there are two steps here. First, we need to add this import. We'll paste it here at the top. And then we'll add this for initializing service once the app is launched. We will add that into this method. Of course, you would need to put your Google Maps API key in here that you get from Google, but I'll skip that for now. So we're done with iOS, and then now we can move to Android. You'll need to change the Android manifest file, and also to provide a key. So we'll copy all of this. And now we'll go into the Android folder and navigate to Android manifest.xml. And in here, we can add this code. With our key provided in here. And then finally, we'll import Google Maps into our code as the instructions say to do. So I'll copy this, and then we'll open index.js, and we'll paste the import. So now we're done with all the code changes. And the final step would be to commit and push all of these changes into your Git repo, and then to generate a new app build. After installing a native library and changing these native files, it's necessary to create a new build so these changes can be included in your native app code. And then once the build has finished, you would install that new build onto your device. And now Google Maps should be available in the app to be used in your custom code. You can then run BuddyBoss Bundler to start a new development session in your test app. And within that session, you can follow the normal process to add code into index.js that uses Google Maps, and then preview that React Native code in your app within the development session.